fast-paced, they pressured a lot, so we were able to get some easier baskets. At the same time, I thought we struggled a little bit defensively in that game, and that kind of carried over to the first half in this game too. I thought second half we did a better job defensively of, clamping down. Our rotations were a lot better. But again, right now having two post players foul trouble, is a concern for us, and we didn't face that on Saturday, but last night we did, and so we had to fight through that, and that's kind of where our bench players come in, and we've had some people play out of position, but right now it's kind of like whatever you have to do to get it done. Dominguez Hills, they won the CCAA tournament last year. They were NCAA tournament participants. Very good team, and had almost everybody back from last year, so we knew we were in for a battle. So for us to pull that one out, given the circumstances, I was proud of my kids for grinding it out. Well, Krystal is great. She's a team player. She's very unselfish. She could put up a lot more shots than she does. Great passer, and she's getting double and triple teamed every time she touches the ball. So, that's a positive. When she's on the floor, obviously she's instant offense for us, and she, gets a lot of attention on the defensive end. And so, other players, when she's off the floor, have had to step up, and it's a good situation for us to learn to have to play without her, because she's not always going to be on the floor, and we can't rely on one person. And I think the team's gotten a lot better at that. Different people have stepped up in certain situations, and we have a lot of scorers on this team, and not every night it's going to be your night, and so it's like if someone's off, I feel like someone else has stepped up and kind of filled that gap. We've played the top four. After this weekend, we'll play the top four teams in the CCAA. So these, preseason rankings, the 3rd and 4th ranked team in the CCAA, very, very good teams. San Bernardino brought in a new coach last year, very good coach. She was at Monterey Bay before, and she brought in 8 transfers. So definitely a new look for them, and you could tell by their preseason rankings, they have a lot of respect for that team. UCSD is a traditional powerhouse at Division II. Almost every year they're in the NCAA tournament, and very tough to play at home. So, we scheduled tough, a lot of road games against a lot of the top teams in the region, but we did it for a reason. And I think each game we're getting better. The chemistry offensively is getting better. We're just trying to fine-tune those little things before we get to conference. But, I think our schedule when we get to the PacWest, it's definitely going to help us out. It's going to help us out in the region rankings, strength of schedule, things like that. But also, we've been exposed in certain areas of weaknesses against some really good teams that now we know we need to work on that stuff.
We really just needed to win. We need to be able to set the tone now preseason so that we can be able to do better in postseason, because usually, I can't say this, but they have a beef with us, so we have to be able to set this tone now and beat these CCAA schools, because that's who we're gonna play in postseason. That's who we're gonna play: Cal Poly, Pomona, and probably Dominican Hills again. And just these teams, so we just gotta set the tone. Just trying to play our game. Usually I get double team down low. Sometimes teams like Stanislaus, they didn't double team me, so I'm just gonna continue to do what I want on the court. Not saying I'm not gonna be cocky or nothing like that, but that's just how I am. Coach always makes sure that if I get the ball inside, score. If I get double team, kick it out, and that's what I do. I know I've been going up and down, but it's just been who we play, who studies us more, who doesn't study the post. We are playing with 2 posts, but nobody really tries to pick me up.
And that's